Hello everyone. I welcome you to another workshop. This one I have titled Caring About the Right Things. Friends, this workshop is an extension to the value workshop I've done before. So if in case you have not seen that before, I would want you to stop this, go back to the previous workshop, which is titled and which is on the basics of knowing our top 5 values, because this and that is a bit connected. This one will help you prioritize just the way we did in the past workshop, but this also has an additional step where you would learn to care about the right things. And to do so, you will also learn what are the right things for you, because each one of us have a life that's unique to us, our experiences are unique to us, and therefore what we really care about is different and varies with person to person. Let's get started. And as always, before we begin, pause this video here, grab a pen and a notebook so that you work along with me and we learn today how to care about the right things in your life. So, we will first learn and begin with knowing our values. And if you have been through the previous workshop, where we learn about our top 5 values, having done that, come to this workshop. So once you know what your values are, meaning what matter to you the most, and you have identified your top 5 values, let's move ahead with learning how we will, through the awareness of our values, can care about the things, the right things for us at the moment or the phase of life we are in. So just for your convenience, I'm sharing the list again. You could pick up your top 5 values because, as I also mentioned in my previous workshop and also on this workshop, our values keep changing and shifting. They change and shift with time. So what you find on your list, this entire list of values, you can be somebody who has done that workshop long before, or you're doing it for the first time. Whatever the case may be, use this list, this value list, or come up with your own and come to select the top 5 values of yourself, for yourself. Choose from this list or come up something of your own. And when I say values, these are things that matter to you the most. You may sometimes have a natural tendency to select a long list, but the reason why I would want you to focus and narrow it down to just 5 is to help you become a little less distracted by less important things. Because our intention here is that we care about the right things. So pause this video here and pick your top 5 values from it. And write it down. You could write it down like this. Use this template, your top 5 values. As you're writing this down, you could also reflect what these values stand for, what truly matters to you in the big picture, in the long run, and as you're writing it down, reflect on it. Once you've written that, answer this question. And if you've already done the previous workshop where you have answered this question, because this particular template is also in the previous workshop on values, you can take that, or maybe do it if you're doing it for the first time. Do it here where you first write down your values, your top 5 that you've just identified, and then you write to against each value why it is important to you, because here you are validating it, supporting with the why behind your values, things that matter to you the most. Once you have answers to where you first identify your value and then why it is important to you, next come up with a structure like this. You on the notepad, write your top 5 values onto your left hand side, and then towards your right hand side mention what I have devoted my attention to in the past 1 week. Now, friends, here's where the tricky part comes in. Here you're writing about the most of those activities that kept you engaged, your focus, your attention, and your energy went in it. The time period here chosen is 1 week. You can do it for a week, you can even do it for a month or a fortnight, depending on which area of your life you are in. So let's say you have come to a point where you feel overwhelmed, not really knowing what is important to you. You could pick up what I devoted my attention to in the past 1 week and write down all your activities here. And on the left hand side, you have your top 5 values. This is how it might look like as an example. So let's say the example here I've chosen as my top 5 values are family, creativity, love, contribution, friends. And here I am writing what I devoted my attention to in the past 1 week. So it has nothing to do with my values, but this is independent, this column. I'm just writing what I devoted my attention to in the past 1 week. So I came up with all these statements. I can have more, I can have less. It's entirely on you the way you want to do it. Now, next, I now know my 5 values and I know what I devoted my attention to. If I match the following, my values to what I am devoting my attention, I found that of the top 5, love and contribution, I'm not at all, in fact, using it. It's only family, creativity, and friends is what really got matched to my activities, which means most of the time my focus, work, and energy went into doing things, tasks, activities which were not in sync with my values. One other way of doing this exercise is to write all that you do at work. You can create your work values like this, having the top 5 values, and then writing what your attention went in for the past 1 week and doing the match the following step. The more steps are matched, it is an automatic indication that your work, your events, your activities are aligned and in sync with your values. And the more discrepancy you see that there are values that are left out, which indicate that even though they are my top values, things that matter to me the most, yet my work is not at all in sync with my values. I am not devoting my attention my work which are in alignment to my values. Rather, I may be kind of held up or distracted in things that are not in alignment or in sync with my values. So pause this video here and do this for yourself. Come up with the list, do match the following and see what comes up for you. Once you're done with this, then you need to answer yourself certain questions. This particular template is not only helping you find where your attention is going, where your focus is invested, how distracted you are, and to what extent are you living your life in alignment to your top 5 values, but also it helps you understand, is it really worth caring or doing things which are not in sync with your values? What really matters to you? And are you really spending time to things that matter to you? Are you skipping it in some way? And if yes, why? Why so? You have the power to choose. And the more you get to learn about your own work, activities, including your values, what really matters to you, and the alignment or the non-alignment of it, the easier it becomes for you to decide what are some of the things that you need to stop doing, start doing, or maybe even pay attention to. So there's a lot, friends, that you could do with just the simple format of putting your top 5 values, writing where your attention was, your focus in the past 1 week, and doing the match the following. With this simple 3-step technique, you get to learn, are you really caring about the things that are important to you? Is this what your priority is? And if it is not, then it's time for you to make some real good changes. So go ahead and do this. And if you really would want to learn more of how you would want to take this ahead, I'm leaving my coordinates. You can connect with me so that I help you live a more meaningful life and get to your goals or to those decisions you've been avoiding with clarity and direction. Once you've done with that, this is the last step in this entire activity where you reflect. So these are some of the questions that you could answer. Value is a deep concept. So you really need to think through, spend some time, answer this, and then reflect on your answers. Your answers hold the possible solution to what you are looking for. So practice this and reach out to me with your questions, with your solutions. I read all my emails. I look forward to connect with you. And I really thank you for your time and attention and the time you invested today to learn what really matters to you. Thank you.